Welcome to the video. To begin, we will tackle a common fear: sharing your home address after a car accident. We will explain why it is required by law, how insurance shields your privacy, practical steps you should take, and how to stay safe. We will also include a couple of quick quizzes and helpful diagrams. Let us get started. Next, here is our roadmap. We will cover legal requirements for exchanging information, how insurance becomes the main contact after a claim, privacy considerations, concrete steps to reduce anxiety, and a myths versus facts segment. We will also use diagrams to visualize the flow and include short quizzes to reinforce key ideas. With that plan in mind, let us proceed. Before we dive deeper, a quick but important note. This video is informational and not legal advice. Laws and requirements can vary by country, state, or province. Always follow instructions from law enforcement, your insurer, and local statutes. If you have a unique situation or safety concern, consult a qualified attorney. Moving on, let us address the standard exchange of information. After an accident, most jurisdictions legally require drivers to exchange identifying information. This includes your name, driver's license details, home address as listed on the license, your insurance carrier, and policy number. The purpose is to enable insurers and, when necessary, law enforcement to verify identity, determine liability, and process claims correctly. While the other driver may appear upset, that emotional response is usually due to the stress of the incident rather than a desire to misuse your information. The key takeaway is that exchanging this information is a legal requirement and not optional. Now, let us shift focus to the protective role of your insurance company. As soon as it is safe, contact your insurer and open a claim. Once a claim number is established, your insurer becomes the intermediary. This means the other party should communicate through insurance channels, not with you directly. Practically, your home address shared at the scene is no longer needed for ongoing contact. This structure reduces your exposure and anxiety and ensures that professionals handle the process. Continuing, let us address privacy concerns. A driver's license functions as an administrative identification tool. In the context of an accident, exchanging identity information remains a legal duty, even as society emphasizes privacy protections. The actual risk of someone using your address for malicious purposes is statistically low. If the other party attempts unusual or aggressive contact outside of the claim, block that contact, save any messages as evidence, and report threats to the police. These steps provide both practical safety and legal recourse. Building from that, here are practical steps. First, report the claim and get a claim number. Second, document everything with photos, including licenses, plates, damage, and the scene. Third, share only the required information: your name, driver's license details, address from your license, insurance carrier, and policy number. Fourth, once the claim is filed, stop direct contact and direct all communication through your insurance company. Fifth, maintain a simple log of times, contacts, and any unusual outreach. Finally, allow yourself to relax once the process is underway, because professionals will handle the remainder. To complement those steps, this table clarifies what to share and what to avoid. Share your name, driver's license number, and the address as shown on your license, as well as your insurer and policy number. Include vehicle identifiers and photos of the damage and scene. You may provide a phone number for claim follow-ups, though the insurer often manages contact. Avoid sharing sensitive identifiers like social security numbers, financial details, work address, routines, personal emails, social media handles, or unrelated personal documents. This balance respects legal requirements while protecting your privacy. As we compare myths and facts, remember the legal and procedural reality. First, sharing your address is part of the required identification exchange, and misuse risk is generally low. Second, you cannot refuse to identify yourself after an accident in most jurisdictions. Third, once a claim is filed, you are not obligated to keep negotiating directly. The insurer becomes the contact point. Fourth, even if the other party is angry, that does not nullify the requirement to exchange information. These clarifications help separate fear from fact. Now, let us test your understanding. Which piece of information is typically required to be exchanged after a minor accident? Option A, your home address as listed on your driver's license. Option B, your credit card number. Option C, your social media handle. Option D, your work schedule. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is A. Your home address, as listed on your driver's license, is part of the required identification exchange. The other options include sensitive or irrelevant information that should not be shared at the scene. Next, here is your second question. After you file a claim and receive a claim number, who should handle communications with the other driver? Option A. You, via direct texts and calls. Option B. Your insurance company as the intermediary. Option C. Your neighbor who saw the crash. Option D. No one. Communication should stop entirely. You may pause the video now to consider your choice. We will discuss the answer in the next section. The correct answer is B. After a claim is opened, your insurance company becomes the intermediary and handles communications. This reduces your exposure and ensures a consistent, documented process. To visualize the process over time, this timeline shows key touchpoints in the first 48 hours. At time 0, the accident occurs. Immediately, you ensure safety and call emergency services if needed. Within the first 2 hours, you exchange information and document the scene. From 0 to 6 hours, you file a claim and get a claim number. Between 6 and 24 hours, your insurer typically contacts the other party and starts assessing liability. Between 12 and 48 hours, an adjuster reaches out. Estimates are scheduled, and all communication is routed through the insurer. Notice that address sharing is a one-time event at the scene, while subsequent contact is handled professionally by your insurer. This pie chart illustrates the typical communication mix after a claim is filed. The largest portion goes to the insurer or adjuster, indicating that most interactions are handled by professionals. A smaller slice involves the repair shop for scheduling and estimates. The smallest slice represents direct contact with the opposing driver, which should be minimal once the claim is active. Actual proportions will vary based on the specifics of the incident and local practices. Furthermore, here is a quick reference in Markdown style. At the scene, move to safety, check for injuries, and call emergency services if needed. Exchange the legally required identification, name, license details, address from your license, insurance company, and policy number. Photograph licenses, plates, damage, and surroundings. Within a few hours, file your claim and record the claim number. Inform the other driver to contact your insurer for follow-ups. If the other driver contacts you directly later, respond once with your insurer's information, then stop direct communication. If you receive threats, document them and report to the police. As we consolidate the lesson, remember these key points. First, address exchange is a legal requirement in most jurisdictions. Second, your insurer becomes the primary contact once you file a claim. Third, the risk of malicious misuse is low, and unusual contact should be blocked and documented. Fourth, share only required information and protect sensitive details. Finally, trust the process, because professionals manage the communication and resolution. To wrap up, follow the law at the scene by exchanging required information, then transition communication to your insurer. Use thorough documentation and clear boundaries to preserve your privacy. An upset driver does not automatically mean you are in danger. The systems and procedures in place are designed to protect you and resolve the matter efficiently. Finally, thank you for watching. If this video helped reduce your anxiety and clarified what to do after a minor accident, please like the video, share it with someone who drives, and subscribe for more practical guides. I would love to hear your experiences and questions in the comments. Stay safe on the road.